Hey everyone! Welcome back to Future Millionaire. I'm so glad you're here with me today. No matter where you are in this amazing world, I hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day. Now, I've got something really exciting to dive into with you today about XRP. And trust me, you're going to want to stick around for this because Michael Branch just dropped some incredible insights about how XRP and RLUSD are literally transforming Ripple into the JP Morgan of crypto. I mean, think about that for a second. We could be watching history in the making right here. Okay, so there's this one line in the article that absolutely blew my mind, and I have to share it with you. They literally said, "The end of banking as we know it." I mean, can you imagine? But here's where it gets really interesting. Ripple isn't just talking big, they're actually building something incredible. Think about it this way. While your traditional banks are still stuck using those ancient SWIFT messages that take forever, we're talking multiple days just to settle a payment. Ripple is offering something completely revolutionary. We're talking near-instant settlements through their blockchain payment system. It's like comparing a horse and buggy to a Tesla. And get this, while regular banks have to juggle all these middlemen, custodians, and clearinghouses, Ripple has built everything directly into their system. No middlemen, no delays, just pure efficiency. But here's the real game changer. Where banks create credit and manage liquidity through traditional loans, Ripple is using their stablecoin RLUSD. And here's the brilliant part. It's backed by short-term treasuries and actual cash, not risky loans. This is basically a complete reimagining of how banking could work in the digital age. Now, here's where things get really fascinating. They dive deep into XRP itself, and this is huge for us holders. Listen to this. Ripple's success isn't tied to XRP's daily price swings anymore. I know that might sound weird at first, but hear me out. XRP is still that crucial liquidity bridge we all know and love, but Ripple has built something much bigger. They're focused on infrastructure and getting institutions on board. And here's the beautiful part. As the XRP ledger gains more institutional adoption and RLUSD keeps building momentum, all of that value is going to flow right back to XRP. It's like a perfect circle. You know what I've been saying for months? RLUSD is the ultimate door opener. Think about it. Banks won't even have a conversation about crypto right now. They just won't. But a stablecoin? That's a different story entirely. So here's the genius strategy. You get these banks comfortable using the stablecoin for cross-border payments first. They're using it, they're loving the efficiency, and then, boom, you show them something even better. You say, hey, what if I told you XRP could give you on-demand liquidity that's faster and cheaper than what you're already using? That's when they discover the secret sauce. But right now, it's all about those stablecoins because every country wants to maintain control. They want their own central bank digital currency or their own stablecoin. Anything to move away from dollar dependence. It's a complete shift in the global financial landscape. And speaking of major moves, boom, I just came across some absolutely incredible news that you need to hear about. Ripple's Monica Long is speaking at the Singapore FinTech Festival this November 2025. And guys, this is huge. Her topic? The next decade of finance. I mean, can you imagine having a front row seat to that conversation? But here's what really gets me excited. The audience for this isn't just anyone. We're talking about global banking leaders, the people who literally control the flow of money around the world. And she's speaking on one of the most elite fintech lineups worldwide. This isn't some small crypto conference. This is Monica Long standing in front of the biggest names in traditional finance, talking about the future. When Ripple gets a platform like this, you know something big is brewing behind the scenes. And when you look at the incredible names on this speaker list, it all starts to make perfect sense, doesn't it? There's a reason Ripple always gets invited to these exclusive events. They're not just another crypto company trying to get noticed. Ripple is already aligned with the major players, the decision makers who shape global finance. These elite institutions already recognize XRP as the future of payments. This is exactly why I keep telling you, if you want to position yourself alongside what the smart money sees as the future, you need to seriously consider XRP, XLM, XDC, or HBAR. Think about it. From the very beginning, when Ripple and XRP were first created, the financial elite understood something that most people are just starting to realize now. They saw the writing on the wall. They knew traditional banking infrastructure was outdated, and that blockchain technology would eventually take over. And that early recognition? That's exactly why we're witnessing this incredible institutional adoption happening right before our eyes today. The elite didn't just stumble into this. They've been planning for this transition all along. XRP offers a neutral payment bridge, easing US-China trade tensions without replacing national currencies. This is exactly what I've been screaming about since 2022, and finally people are starting to get it. Ripple's ODL technology, their on-demand liquidity, literally enables instant cross-border settlements while slashing transaction costs by up to 90%. I mean, think about that for a second. 90%. That's absolutely game-changing. But here's where XRP becomes absolutely brilliant, and this is something most people don't fully understand yet. XRP's neutrality means it can seamlessly transfer value between any currencies. The dollar, the yuan, the euro, whatever. It's like having a universal translator for money. And here's the real genius part. It reduces all that political and financial tension between countries. XRP works as this incredible trust layer between nations that frankly don't trust each other at all. Let me paint you a picture. Do you think the US wants to accept Chinese yuan as payment? Of course not. They want US dollars. But with XRP, China can send yuan, it gets converted through XRP, and boom, it comes out as dollars on the other side. Or flip it around. Dollars go in, yuan comes out. It's like magic, but it's real. And here's what gets me so excited. Every single country is moving in this direction right now. They all want their own stablecoin or central bank digital currency. But guess what they're all going to need? A bridge currency to connect them all together. That bridge currency? That's XRP, my friends.
Okay, hold on to your seats because I'm about to blow your mind with something Chad Steinraber just pointed out, and it's absolutely massive. You know what's actually bigger than all the money in the world? Debt. And guess what's about to happen? It's all going to be tokenized on networks like MasterCard and the XRP ledger. Let me break this down for you in simple terms. When we talk about money supply, we're measuring liquid assets. You know, cash in your wallet, money in your checking account, that kind of stuff. But here's what most people don't realize. Credit card balances don't count as monetary assets because they're actually debt, liabilities that customers owe. And here's the kicker. Whenever people try to value XRP and predict its future price, they completely ignore the debt side of the equation. But guys, the debt market is absolutely enormous. Just think about it for a second. The US government alone is drowning in trillions of dollars of debt. Then you've got consumers maxed out on credit cards everywhere. We're talking about mind-blowing amounts of debt floating around the global economy. Now imagine if all of that debt gets tokenized and starts flowing through the XRP ledger. Can you picture the massive amount of value that would bring to the ecosystem? And this isn't just theory anymore. We're already seeing Ripple making moves with MasterCard. The pieces are falling into place right before our eyes. And you know this is just the beginning. Visa is going to follow the exact same path.
It's inevitable. But speaking of XRP, let's talk about what's happening with the price right now because this is absolutely critical. We are literally at a make-or-break moment, people. XRP is sitting at this crucial crossroads where it could either crash below that $2 support level or, and this is what I'm really watching for, it could absolutely explode and soar to brand new highs. This is one of those moments where fortunes are made or lost. The tension is real.
Guys, I am absolutely buzzing right now because we have so many massive catalysts lining up for this coming week. It's honestly incredible.
First off, we might see the government reopening, which would be huge for market confidence. But that's not even the biggest news. There's a real possibility that XRP ETF could go live this week. Can you imagine the explosion that would cause? Now, they're still hammering out the details on that market structure bill. My gut feeling is it's probably going to get pushed into December, but here's the thing. It could surprise us all and happen way sooner than expected. And if that wasn't enough to get your heart racing, the president just announced there are going to be even more executive orders coming around crypto. You know what this feels like to me right now? We're sitting in the calm before the storm. That eerie, quiet moment right before a major breakout absolutely erupts across the entire market. The energy is building, the pieces are all falling into place, and I have this feeling that we're about to witness something truly spectacular.
Now look, I'm going to be completely honest with you here. Could XRP drop down to $1.90?
Absolutely, it could happen. I'm not going to sugarcoat that possibility, but here's how I'm looking at this situation right now, and this is what has me really excited. We're just one major catalyst away from everything exploding upward. Just one big announcement, one major partnership, one regulatory breakthrough, and boom, we could see XRP take off like a rocket. The potential energy is all there, just waiting for that spark. So here's what we're going to do. Let's buckle up and see how this week unfolds. Because honestly, I have a feeling it's going to be one for the books.
Okay, so I keep seeing these wild predictions floating around. Like, all you need is 10 XRP to become a millionaire at $100,000 per XRP. And honestly, I'm not even going to waste your time playing those clips. But here's what I will tell you, and this is serious advice. Accumulate as much XRP as you possibly can while you still have the chance. Time is running out, people. Here's the reality. Once institutional adoption really kicks into high gear, retail investors like us are going to get priced out fast. We're talking about being completely shut out of the game. So if you're going to make your move, you need to do it while XRP is still accessible to regular people like us. Now, I saw another content creator today claiming all you need is 1 XRP because it's going to hit $1 million plus. Look, when are these magical timeframes supposed to happen? If XRP ever reaches 100K, and that's a massive if, we're probably looking at 2050 at the earliest. But here's what you need to focus on instead of these pie-in-the-sky numbers. Think shorter term and get strategic. Accumulate what you can afford, then sit down and create a real game plan. Ask yourself the hard questions. At what price points am I going to take some profits? Am I going to hold everything long-term and put my XRP to work earning passive income? These are the decisions you need to make right now, before the market euphoria kicks in and clouds your judgment. Don't wait until you're caught up in the emotion. Plan now while your head is clear. So here's a question I keep getting asked over and over. What's your exit price from XRP? And honestly, when I see all these different price points people are throwing around, I have to ask, why is everyone in such a massive rush to sell this thing? I genuinely don't understand the logic here, and let me tell you why. We are literally standing on the edge of a financial revolution where you might never have to sell your crypto at all. Think about it. Pretty soon you're going to be able to borrow against your XRP holdings, loan them out for incredible returns, earn passive income just for holding, stake your tokens, and even earn more XRP over time. So why on earth would you rush to dump all of that potential just to get back into US dollars? It makes no sense to me. Here's the brutal truth. The US dollar keeps losing purchasing power year after year. It's like watching your money slowly melt away. Meanwhile, you could be holding something that actually gains value over time and works for you 24/7. I mean, would you rather hold a depreciating asset or an appreciating one that also pays you? The choice seems pretty obvious to me. All right, here's the million-dollar question I get asked constantly. Is 1,000 XRP enough to create generational wealth? Yes or no? And here's my honest answer. Nobody really knows. And you know why? Because everyone's situation is completely different. Your lifestyle, your retirement goals, what financial freedom actually means to you. It's all unique to you. But here's what I can tell you with absolute certainty. Buy as much as you possibly can while you still have the opportunity. I'm dead serious about this. The biggest regret people are going to have in the coming months is not stacking more XRP when they had the chance. Right now, XRP is still ridiculously cheap. I mean, we're talking dirt cheap levels here. But that window is closing fast because eventually, this thing is going to enter full price discovery mode. Picture this. All that institutional money flowing into those ETFs, pushing the price higher and higher and higher. Everyone's going to be screaming, "This is the top." But here's the truth. Nobody knows how much XRP will be enough until we're actually living through it. Now, if you're asking for my personal take, I think 1,000 XRP could absolutely be life-changing if you're planning to hold for the long haul. And honestly, I still believe there's a real chance XRP hits 4 digits within the next 2 years. But here's what needs to happen first. We need institutional adoption to lead us into mass adoption. And before we get full institutional adoption, we absolutely must have regulatory clarity. In the short term, keep your eyes laser-focused on those ETF approvals and that Clarity Act. Plus, nothing major is going to move until the government reopens. Those are the dominoes that need to fall first. And all of this chaos is creating massive instability in the market right now. It's honestly frustrating to watch. But you know what's absolutely mind-blowing? While everyone else is dealing with these crazy high transaction costs, guess what gas fees would be on the XRP ledger? Literally pennies. We're talking pocket change. That's the kind of efficiency we're talking about here. While other networks are charging you an arm and a leg just to move your money around,
XRP keeps it simple and affordable.
And get this, Ondo Finance just had to put out a formal apology. They literally said, "We would like to formally apologize to the Ethereum community for the recent spike in gas fees." Can you believe that? They had to apologize because their tokenized stock trading drove over 10% of Ethereum's gas usage in just 24 hours. That's absolutely insane. But here's the thing. This perfectly illustrates the massive problem that Ethereum just can't seem to solve. Those gas fees are always going to be an issue. It's like a chronic disease that just won't go away. And you know what? People are getting absolutely fed up with paying these ridiculous fees in the crypto space. I mean, who wants to pay $50 just to move $100 worth of tokens? It's complete madness. This is exactly why I believe Ethereum is going to become irrelevant over time. When you have networks that can do the same thing for pennies, why would anyone stick around to get robbed by gas fees? It's like choosing to pay highway tolls when there's a free road right next to it that gets you there just as fast. Trust no one. Investment scam cost Connecticut man his entire life savings of $228,000. Let me tell you about Joe's story because this is exactly what we all need to watch out for. Back in August, Joe gets this message from a company calling itself Zap Solutions. They promised him that if he invested just $30,000, he'd soon have $368,000 in returns. Now, Joe thought this sounded like a smart move, and honestly, I get it. The pitch seemed professional and totally legitimate, but you know what it sounded like to me? Way too good to be true. Guys, please don't fall for stuff like this. I'm begging you, keep your crypto safe. Because here's what's coming. As these cryptocurrency prices start exploding, the scams are going to get absolutely crazy. Once this real breakout begins, and it's coming, there are going to be scammers everywhere you look. And let me be crystal clear about something. Nobody is doubling your XRP bag. If it sounds too good to be true, it is too good to be true. And for the love of everything, stop talking to those bots in my comment section. They're literally trying to steal your crypto. Don't click their links. Don't engage with them. Just ignore them completely. We're seeing fake emails claiming to be from Coinbase and Ledger everywhere. Text messages, phone calls, they're even calling people now pretending to be from Ledger and other companies. The scams are absolutely everywhere. Listen, I cannot get rich with all of you if you lose your crypto to these thieves. So please, keep it safe. And here's another crucial thing. Get your crypto off the exchanges. You have no idea what's happening behind the scenes at these platforms. Think about it this way. You don't buy groceries and leave them at the store, right? So don't buy crypto and leave it sitting on an exchange. Remember, not your keys, not your crypto. You know what though? Despite all these warnings, I am absolutely buzzing with excitement because we are so close to something incredible. I can feel it in my bones. We're on the verge of this massive run-up that's going to change everything. I cannot wait for this to happen. I've been waiting for this moment since 2022, and I know most of you have been right here with me this whole time watching my videos. We are finally about to get rich together. We're about to experience true financial freedom. Watch XRP go absolutely parabolic and live through some of the most euphoric times in crypto history. I am so pumped I can barely contain myself. Until that glorious day arrives, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. All right, everyone, that's a wrap on today's video. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are absolutely amazing, and I appreciate every single one of you. I'll catch you in the next one, and until then, have an incredible night.